What's going on YouTube? JT's reporting here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Nightwing number 80. This is the third issue in Tom Taylor's Nightwing run, and once again, it's another solid, well-written, and pretty entertaining issue. Like, all around, I quite enjoyed this thing. Is it my favorite of the three issues he's done so far? It's kind of tough to say. The artwork is great. I like the fact that he incorporated Tim Drake. Yeah, remember him, the character in the Bat Family, who seems kind of forgotten at this point. I'm glad he brought Tim into this thing because Tim doesn't really have anything going on right now. Although it kind of bums me out that he's still listed as Robin, even though he's not Robin in the Robin solo book. I really wish at this point they give Tim Drake a new code name that doesn't suck, because beforehand it was Red Robin, which reminds me of the burger chain, which, you know, I'm a fan of. I really like Red Robin. And then he had the stupid name Drake, which is like, his name is Tim Drake. Why would his superhero name be his last name? That sounds kind of lame, and it's based on a duck. Come on now. Give him something cool. Make him Cardinal or some other things. You mean to tell me that in all the years Tim Drake has been around, they haven't been able to come out with a cool enough code name? Like Red Hood, that sounds kind of cool. Nightwing, that sounds kind of cool. What does Tim Drake have? He's still Robin, but Damian's still Robin. I don't know. It's one of those little pet peeves of mine. Give him his own mantle at this point. Let him grow. So that's just a little pet peeve. But enough of that. Let's talk about Nightwing number 8. This is a pretty good issue. So as the issue opens up, we'll go ahead and summarize it. So it opens up with Dick Grayson. Of course, he's shirtless because, well, he's Nightwing and people pay for that. So he's shirtless. His dog is barking. And some police officers show up and they talk to him. He's like, "Oh, so where were you last night, Mr. Grayson?" I was doing some stuff. "Oh, that homeless man that, you paid for a hotel room? Well, he's dead, and you booked him a hotel room under your credit card, which you reported stolen." And he's basically like, then he calls Barbara, and he's just like, "Hey, where are you at?" She's like, "Oh, I'm just down the street. Why, did you miss me already? Hey, I may need you back here. Apparently I'm wanted for murder." So Barbara comes in. She has her little alibi thing. He pours some coffee for the detectives. Or he pours some tea, sorry. He's wearing a Black Canary shirt, which I thought was kind of cool. And they talk about how he was a cop at one point. Barbara is his alibi. Some of my favorite bits in this issue is when Barbara shows up, and they kind of play off the whole, what exactly is their relationship type thing. Are they, she's like, "Oh, I was with him last night." And he's like, "And what's your nature of your relationship between him and Dick?" And the two of them were kind of looking at each other like, what are we? We're not fully in a relationship, but we're definitely not quite just, we're definitely kind of more than friends. There's definitely something brewing going on here. And I like the fact that Tom Taylor is not rushing into it. He's really taking his time. He's laying the foundation. He's slowly setting things up. Whereas in Teen Titans Academy, you have the exact opposite, where there's been no build up to the whole thing with him and Corey, which again, I know that him and Corey have history, but ever since Dick came back from his whole amnesia thing, he's been trying to find out his own, like, find out who he is again. And he's trying to reacquaint his life and just get reacclimated to everything after the whole Rick Grayson fiasco. In Titans Academy, there's no setup to anything. It's just like, oh, this is already here. But what about this whole book here, where they're actually slowly trying to build something? The other one just feels kind of rushed and tacked on. I know they have history beforehand, but if you're going to reintroduce that, you should build it up and actually, like, you know, show us how it came to be. So that's one of my issues with what's going on in that book, but this book does not seem to mention that at all. But anyways, another really nice touch, probably my favorite little touch in this whole issue, is the mugs that they have. This one right here it's straight out of 60s Batman. You have the Gotham Rogues one, but I love this little Easter egg here. It's from one of the greatest scenes in movie history, in Batman the movie, when Batman's running around at the port, and he's got a bomb, and he's just trying to, like, find some place to dispose of it. And everywhere he goes, there's always somebody there. It's like, you got some nuns there, you got some ducks, you got a little baby carriage, you have like a whole marching band and everything. It's peak comedy, and it's the full Adam West Batman there. Anytime you can throw in a little Adam West Batman reference in there, I'm game for it. I love that show to death. I love that movie. I love everything associated with 60s Batman. I just rewatched the whole series just this past year, and I just loved every minute of it. So it was a fun time. But anyway, so they're talking about their relationship here, and they set up the cops. We also find out that Dick also has a law degree, which is a reference to something so long ago. But anyway, so she's his alibi, and then they try and figure out what happened. So the kid, whose father was killed by this villain known as Heartless, is out there, and Dick needs somebody to go and try and investigate and infiltrate the whole little homeless city that they have there. You know, for younger kids, I guess, or like teenagers and stuff like that. So he calls in a favor. He calls in Tim Drake, who gives him a little wallet. There's some nice, funny stuff with Tim here. He's like, it's a wall chain. It means kids can't see your money. And as an added bonus, you confront a soft metal band in the early 2000s. He's like, you're not going to let me live this down. He's like, of course not. So this was wonderful. I was so happy to see Tim Drake and Nightwing team up. It's been so long. I like when the Robins team up, and seeing Tim actually like in a nice supporting role with Dick Grayson. Their dynamic is very different from, say, Dick and Jason, especially his dynamic with Damian, which still is my personal favorite. I liked when Dick Grayson was Batman and Damian was his Robin. But with Tim and Dick, they get along so well. There's not really that like fun. I mean, there definitely is banter there, but it's more like, oh yeah, bro, we're pretty cool. So I like seeing these two work together, and it's nice that somebody's actually utilizing Tim Drake. Poor Tim Drake. I mean, this guy can't really seem to grow past like the age of like 16 ever. Hell, John Kent Superboy has aged more than Tim Drake at this point, and it's kind of ridiculous. But I'm really happy to see Tim utilizing this thing. They found a good way to use him. There's some funny banter there. Dick makes him walk his dog. He's like, so, Babs stayed the night, huh? And again, I like the fact that they still have his dog. This dog's adorable. He's like, I slept on the couch, I see. And there's this funny kind of anime reaction with Barbara Gordon here. He's like, I'm on this channel, right? And Tim's like, ah, shit. He's kind of embarrassed. So anyways, he goes there. He finds where the Elliot is, and Elliot's just kind of scared. They talk about how the other kids had their parents kind of killed by this whole villain named Heartless who's been ripping their hearts out, and Tim's there with the dog. And then some other villains show up. We have Brutal and Electrocutioner. And then also mentions, check out Robin to see where Brutali goes after this. So I guess he's going to be in Robin number 2. We'll see what happens. Robin number 2 comes out next week, which I can't wait to talk about. So they get into a little scuffle. Nightwing and Robin start to team up to kick the crap out of them. And there's some really nice looking artwork here, as you can see right here. Look at this. Like all the stuff that's going on here. The colors, just beautiful. Really beautiful colors. This is some of my favorite stuff right here, where you have one panel where he's kicking him there, and then he's swinging around, kicking the other one there, and it's just a fully good team. And I would actually like it if Tim Drake stuck around for a while and teamed up with him. He's not doing anything in the Batman books at all. I mean, I don't know why he's not utilizing Detective Comics at all, or really James Tynion's Batman book, but it's nice to know that he's utilized in the Nightwing book. So they're there. Look at them. They work really well as a team. Then a fire gets started, and it turns out to be set by the villain Heartless. And this issue is setting up the confrontation between the two. So no real stuff with the whole Zuko and the Blockbuster thing. So, I mean, Blockbuster's mentioned in this thing, but there's no real building on that so much. It's just kind of two villains show up to kind of steal and cause havoc and get money and stuff. And Nightwing's just like, really stealing from homeless people. It's kind of low, even for villains. But I really did enjoy this thing. There's some funny banter, especially going on between Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon. They're slowly building up to that, which I like. I don't like when things are rushed. I like when you can slowly build to something. It makes it more meaningful. I like the fact that Tim Drake was actually utilizing this thing. Yeah, I wish he had another mantle aside from Robin at this point. I know some people want him to stay as Robin forever, but I like it when characters are allowed to kind of grow into their own thing. I feel like Damian's kind of doing that now. He's still kind of young, and I still think he needs a lot more development before he's fully ready to move on from the role of Robin. But I feel like Tim should just have a new cool mantle at this point. It's just kind of like, why is Tim Robin in this thing, but he's not really in the Robin book with Damian, who still says he's Robin? So I don't know what's going on there. Can Tim Drake get a cool name? We'll see what happens at this point. Probably not, but it would be nice for him to have something. It would have been cool if he was Red X. At least that would have been a new name for him, but he's not going to be. But overall, really dug this issue. Really liking what Tom Taylor's doing. There's the warmth. There's the sense of humor. There's some funny little Easter eggs in here. I love the Batman. Anytime you can throw in 60s Batman in there for me, you got me sold. So overall consensus, really enjoyed this thing. Really liking the Nightwing book right now. It's one of my favorite books going on at DC, along with the Robin book and the Urban Legends book with the Red Hood storyline, at least. Just really digging all this stuff. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Nightwing number 80. What did you think of it? Tell me what you thought of it in the comments section down below. Be sure to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Be sure to come back next week for more DC comic book stuff. I got another comic book review I'm going to post today, but it's a Godzilla related. It's not Nightwing related. As I talk about Robin number 2, which I'm very excited for, especially after that cliffhanger ending that we got at the end of issue 2. And I'm just excited. I'm loving Nightwing. Really digging the Batman books for the most part. Like the main Batman book's kind of the weakest, if I'm being honest. But the supporting stuff, we're doing pretty good. So I feel like DC's doing okay right now. I think we're doing okay. We could be better, but we could be a lot worse, which we were like a year ago. So all right, that's all I gotta say. Tell me what you thought of the issue. Hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All that other stuff. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you all so much for watching this video. As always, take care now. Bye bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.